Episode 550, Health Warning. Kayla was just as confused as Alyssa, so she turned to Alex and asked, "Why are you trying to scare her? How could you possibly think something's wrong with her? Are you a doctor or something? Maybe you should apologize to her." "I'm not looking for her thanks, but I don't think I have any reason to apologize," Alex said simply. "If you still don't believe me, then just go to your doctor and have an exam. Then everything will be clear." "Bastard!" Alyssa shouted, and then she lunged at Alex, intent on pummeling him. Kayla jumped up and stopped her, holding her back and pushing her back down in her seat. "Alyssa, stop it! Don't be so impulsive. I don't understand what Alex is going on about either, but for now let's just try to get along." Kayla glanced around the train car, noticing that people were quickly turning their eyes away from the three of them. Of course, Kayla didn't believe Alex could simply diagnose Alyssa with some sort of disease simply by looking at her. Even if he was a doctor, he couldn't do that. It'd be impossible. Alex was beginning to look irritated, but Alyssa wouldn't drop it. "Kayla, let me have a go at this jerk. I want to teach him a lesson." "Let's get back to our seats and give each other a little space, okay?" Kayla suggested. "It's over. Don't mention it anymore." Kayla pulled her best friend back to her seat and signaled Alex not to argue with Alyssa. "Remember, get yourself checked out as soon as you can," he called after them. And then he turned around and faced the front of the car again. Alex closed his eyes and thought, "She really is sick. If she wasn't Kayla's friend, then maybe I wouldn't have said anything. I don't blame her for being suspicious of me, and I know she's just trying to protect her friend." At the back of the train car, Alyssa was still fuming. "Who is this guy accusing me of being sick?" she thought. "What is he after? He's obviously trying to get between Kayla and me, but I don't know why. And I really do feel fine. Why would he try to scare me into thinking I'm sick? Was he just wanting to start an ugly rumor about me? That would be a jerk move, but I wouldn't put it past him." Kayla's thoughts whirled in confusion. She felt helpless, stuck between her old friend and her new one. "I really don't know Alex very well," she thought. "Maybe he's up to something. If he is, I should let him go. But what if he's right about Alyssa?" 3 hours later, the train arrived in Philadelphia, and Alex stretched, stood up, and exited the car. He wanted to get out into the open and breathe in some fresh air. When he turned around, he saw Alyssa pushing through the crowd toward him. "Alex, I'll give you one last chance to apologize to me," she said, her tone frosty. Alex could see Kayla struggling through the crowd with her luggage, and she was panting slightly when she caught up with him. Still, she looked beautiful, all flushed and bright-eyed. "Alex, I agree with Alyssa," she said. "You owe her an apology." She had worked hard for several hours, trying to calm her friend down, and now she needed Alex to apologize, if only to appease her friend. Otherwise, with Alyssa's temperament and means, Alex would be in trouble. Alex looked at Alyssa and asked, "You want me to say I'm sorry?" "What? Yes, that's what I want," Alyssa said. "If you apologize to me now, then maybe I'll reconsider Kayla's wish for you to be her friend." Alex sighed and shook his head. "I'm afraid I can't apologize." He knew he would regret apologizing. The woman was sick and needed to get checked out, and he wasn't going to apologize for letting her know about her illness. "What?" Alyssa asked, almost laughing. "You really are a stubborn fool, aren't you?" She really despised Alex and felt he had overstepped his bounds. If Kayla hadn't liked him so much, Alyssa would have slapped him already. "I know you don't believe me," Alex said, "but I don't want you to regret not listening to me." Alyssa turned to look at Kayla. "Do you see what I mean? He's a stubborn liar who needs to be taught a lesson. He wants to spread a vicious lie about me, and I won't let him do that." With that, she walked to the escalator, took out her phone and began to dial. She wanted to find someone to teach Alex a lesson. Kayla watched her friend walk away, and then she turned around and stared at Alex in confusion. Why did you have to provoke her? Alyssa's not an ordinary girl. Her family's rich and her boyfriend is also well-connected. She knows a lot of influential people. She shook her head sadly and continued, You just missed your chance to fix this. If you had simply apologized, it would have saved you a lot of trouble. I don't think I'm in any trouble, Alex said. He looked at Kayla seriously as he added, Look, she really does need to get checked out. I think what she has is serious. Kayla shook her head again, frustrated with him. Alex, stop it. Just because she was rude to you, that doesn't mean you can make up some wild story about her. I don't understand what you're trying to do. Alyssa is fine. She had had such a good impression of Alex at first, but now he was saying hurtful things about Alyssa to try to scare her, and it was too much. She didn't even think he had any kind of medical background. Is that it then? She asked. You really won't apologize? Alex smiled and then walked toward the escalator. He had tried his best, and now it was up to Alyssa if she wanted to believe him or not. He hoped she would eventually decide to believe him, but it was out of his hands. Kayla watched him walk away. She was confused as she thought, maybe I should try to convince Alyssa to go get checked out. It couldn't hurt. And Alex did save my life, so maybe I should trust him. Alex's phone vibrated in his pocket. He pulled it out, looked at it, and then answered. Hello? Hi, is this Mr. Ambrose? Came a respectful voice on the other end of the line. Yes? I'm Jesse Lambert. I've been asked to pick you up and bring you back to the house. Have you arrived at the station yet? Where should I meet you? Alex was surprised. He hadn't told anyone he would be arriving by train, or even when he had been scheduled to arrive. He was impressed by the reach of the powerful Lambert family. I'll meet you on the north side of the station, he responded. I'm wearing jeans and a blue coat, and I have a green suitcase. Thank you, Jesse said amiably. I'll look for you there soon, Mr. Ambrose. Alex hung up the phone, thinking of Jesse's respectful tone, and then thinking of Alyssa's snobbish one. He much preferred speaking to Jesse. 3 minutes later, Alex was standing at the north entrance of the station, and he saw Alyssa and Kayla standing nearby, waiting for their ride. He decided to ignore them, knowing there was nothing else he could say. He really hoped Alyssa would go to the doctor. He didn't care much for her, but he cared for Kayla, and he didn't want his new friend to suffer if anything happened to Alyssa. Seeing that Alex was going to remain silent, Kayla realized there was no point in trying to convince him to apologize. He had made Alyssa angry, and he had had no idea what kind of enemy he had made. After all, Alyssa had powerful friends. Kayla just hoped that Alex would eventually come to his senses and stop whatever little game he was playing.